Hello there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, you've brought us on quite a journey. We're looking into this world of, well, pure elegance, incredible artistry, and actually huge digital potential.
That's right.
We're talking about online marketing specifically for gold and jewelry businesses.
Yeah.
And we've got a fantastic collection of sources lined up, industry reports, some university studies.
Some really insightful stuff in there.
Yeah, and we're ready to really unpack them for you, our listeners.
Yeah.
So our mission, really, in this deep dive is pretty clear. We want to extract those, potent, actionable nuggets of knowledge.
They're practical takeaways.
Exactly. On how jewelry brands can truly shine online, especially thinking about platforms like Instagram, right? Turning that sort of fascination people have into actual loyal paying customers. So let's unpack this, I guess, crucial question.
Yeah.
How do you take something that's so beautiful, so tactile, like a piece of fine jewelry?
Something inherently physical.
Yeah. And make it not just visible, but like utterly irresistible, clickable even, in this huge, very competitive digital world.
That really is the core challenge, isn't it? And what's so compelling, I think, is that while jewelry, well, it's captivated people for forever, millennia.
Right.
This digital space, it's vast, yes, but it brings both these huge opportunities and, frankly, some significant hurdles. They keep changing, too.
Okay.
I mean, the online competition is just incredibly fierce, and what customers expect, that's constantly shifting.
That's a moving target.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll delve into how brands, the big established names and the smaller, maybe more agile newcomers, how they're navigating this really intricate world. It's not just about building a presence people remember.
Got to drive sales, too.
Exactly. Yeah. Effectively driving sales. And like you said, this isn't just about posting pretty pictures. It really demands a comprehensive strategy. It needs to be agile, strategic, because just being online now, that's just not enough anymore, not to stand out.
Absolutely. That makes total sense. And maybe to really grasp the scale of this opportunity and I guess the urgency for a solid digital plan, let's start with the big picture. Because the numbers, they are truly mind-boggling.
They really are.
Our sources, especially that OpenOver report, they highlight what you can only call an explosion in the online jewelry market. Think about this. Just back in 2020, the global online jewelry market was valued around, $43 billion?
Yeah, about that.
Fast forward to today, and it's already shot past $88 billion. Staggering.
Doubled. More than doubled.
Exactly. And the projections, they're even more ambitious. They expect it to soar past $117 billion by 2027.
Wow.
I mean, just imagine that trajectory. Doubling in a few years, then adding another, almost $30 billion straight after? It's huge.
It really paints a picture of massive growth.
And to give you a more sort of concrete sense of this shift,
Yeah.
look at markets like the UK. Over 51%, more than half of all jewelry sales are already happening online there.
Already over the halfway mark.
Yeah. And that figure is projected to hit over 54% in just the next few years. So like you said, more than half of all jewelry purchases are digital now.
It's not just a trend anymore.
No, it's a profound shift, a seismic shift, really,
Yeah.
in how people behave, how they buy things. It makes you wonder, though, even when the economy gets tight, why does luxury jewelry keep finding buyers?
Yeah.
Some people even see it as like a tangible asset, right? Or an investment.
That's an excellent point. And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, the economy, society, these huge figures, they don't just signal opportunity, they also really underscore how intense the competition is.
Right. More money, more players.
Exactly. And the challenges in this digital space are pretty complex. This isn't just a simple growth story. For instance, there are real concerns about sourcing raw materials.
Like diamonds.
Diamonds, gold.
Yeah.
The ethical side of things is becoming huge for consumers. They want to know where it came from, the environmental impact, labor practices. It goes way beyond just blood diamonds now.
Transparency is key.
Huge. Then there's the whole issue of online fraud, which unfortunately is always kind of lurking over high-value online sales. Brands need really sophisticated, security, transparent processes.
To build that trust.
Crucial for trust. And then, of course, there's just the sheer ever-increasing competition. Countless brands all fighting for their slice of this growing pie.
Right.
So all these factors together, they mean that just having a basic online shop, that's not really a strategy anymore. It's not viable.
Okay.
And like one source pointed out, even when the global economy tightens up, certain luxury items, like fine jewelry, they still attract those affluent customers.
Yeah.
For many, it's not just, a discretionary spend.
It's seen differently.
Yeah, it's increasingly viewed as a tangible asset, maybe a form of personal investment that holds its value, maybe even appreciates. It offers that sense of security, lasting beauty.
Interesting.
So this really raises a big question for every brand leader out there. Why is having a really robust, flexible, forward-thinking digital marketing strategy not just like a nice to have anymore?
It's essential.
It's an absolute non-negotiable. It goes way beyond just setting up an online shop. It's really about survival and thriving in what's become a very crowded, complex, but incredibly lucrative market.
That frames it perfectly.
Yeah.
So, okay, if just being online isn't the answer, what is digital marketing in this specific context?
Right.
For jewelry,
Yeah.
it sounds like it could be this massive, maybe overwhelming thing.
Can seem that way.
Our sources, like Openova and IFB, they really dig into this. They paint a picture of like a whole ecosystem.
That's a good way to put it.
Designed to help you stand out, sure, but also to genuinely connect with your audience. We're talking about this broad umbrella,
Right.
covering lots of different elements, way more than just posting on social media.
Way more.
So that includes things like really sophisticated search engine optimization, SEO, making sure people actually find you when they're searching.
When they're actively looking. Critical.
Yeah. And the art of creating engaging content that tells a story that resonates. Then there's, targeted social media activity, not just broadcasting, but actually building a community.
That community aspect is huge.
And consistent email marketing, nurturing those relationships over time. And maybe most importantly, rigorous data analysis.
Absolutely. Knowing what works.
Exactly. Understanding what's actually working, what isn't, where you need to pivot. That Lund University study you mentioned, it even visually maps out how diverse these tools are, how they all fit together strategically.
Exactly. Think of these as your essential toolkit. They're what come to your rescue in this crowded, noisy marketplace. And, we have to acknowledge the financial side, too.
Right, the cost.
Consider this. The cost of digital advertising, pretty much everywhere, it's skyrocketing. I mean, a major player like Signet, they massively increase their annual ad budget from $343 million up to an incredible $527 million.
Oh, that's a huge jump.
It is. And it's not just about throwing money around. It really speaks to the need for smart, really strategic allocation of those resources just to cut through all the noise.
So it's targeted spending.
Highly targeted. What we see from brands like Signet is this diversified approach. They're spending on brand building, sure, but also direct response ads for immediate sales and investing heavily in getting new customers while also keeping their existing ones happy.
A balancing act.
A complex balancing act, often mixing traditional and digital, but with a clear shift towards digital because you can measure the ROI much better.
Okay.
So with all these tools, rising costs, what's really the cornerstone? What holds this whole digital presence together?
The foundation.
Without a doubt, it's an excellent website, meticulously crafted. Openova calls it the brand's #1 online spokesperson.
I like that.
And for good reason. Your website is your digital home, your base. All roads should lead there. And it needs to be more than just an online catalog.
Right, it needs to work harder.
Much harder. It needs intuitive navigation, really comprehensive, compelling product info dimensions, materials, ethical sourcing details, the works. It has to clearly tell your unique brand story, build that emotional connection, and absolutely critical for expensive purchases, it must offer a seamless, secure, trustworthy buying process, from finding the piece to checking out.
Peace of mind.
Exactly. It's where customers can really get to know you, build that confidence, and feel safe making that purchase.
That makes perfect sense. Your website is your digital flagship store. But like you said, just having a beautiful, functional site isn't enough if nobody can find it, right?
Precisely.
And that's where SEO comes in. Search engine optimization. Now, I know for a lot of people, SEO still sounds like just picking keywords and, scattering them around.
The old way.
Yeah. But our sources are really clear. Modern SEO is way more complex, way more nuanced than that. So what does effective SEO look like today, beyond keywords, especially for something luxurious like jewelry?
That's a critical distinction. You're right. SEO today has gone way beyond just stuffing keywords in. Actually, that can hurt you now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Google, other search engines, they now heavily prioritize user experience. UX.
Okay, UX. What does that mean exactly?
It means things like how fast your site loads on all devices, how intuitive it is, how easy for someone to navigate your collections, and just the overall positive feeling a user gets interacting with your site. These are huge ranking factors now.
So if it's slow or clunky.
People leave. they bounce. And that sends a negative signal to Google. UX covers everything: clear calls to action, easy-to-read descriptions, accessibility for everyone.
Got it.
And another massive shift, often overlooked, mobile-first indexing.
Mobile first.
Yeah, Google primarily looks at the mobile version of your site for ranking. So if your site isn't perfectly optimized for phones' responsive design, buttons big enough for fingers, easy reading on small screens,
You're basically invisible in mobile searches.
you're at a significant disadvantage, yeah. No matter how good your desktop site looks. Plus, AI, artificial intelligence, is increasingly playing a role.
How so?
AI algorithms can now analyze really complex search queries to understand user intent far beyond just the words typed.
So what the person really wants.
Exactly. So your content needs to answer those underlying questions,
Huh.
address the motivations behind the search, not just contain popular terms. It's about being genuinely helpful, relevant to where they are in their buying journey.
Okay, that's much deeper than keywords.
Much deeper. So the bottom line, your website and its visibility are foundational, built on technical optimization and a deep understanding of what your users actually need and want. But then how do you make sure people not only find that beautiful site, but then really engage with your brand visually?
That's the perfect pivot. Now, let's talk about where so many jewelry brands can really truly shine. Social media.
The visual playground.
Exactly. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. OpenOva specifically calls them vital for product-centric businesses.
Yeah.
And our sources really emphasize it's this amazing opportunity for visually showcasing products, which is obviously absolutely key for something beautiful like jewelry.
Can't beat visuals for jewelry.
But it's just as crucial, maybe even more so, for building that vibrant, engaged community around your brand, fostering loyalty, getting people to talk about you.
Yeah. That advocacy piece is powerful.
Totally. And Instagram, specifically, with its visual-first approach, it just feels tailor-made for jewelry, doesn't it? It has features like shoppable posts and product tags.
Making it easy to buy.
Yeah, you click right on the necklace in the picture, and boom, you're on the product page. Minimal friction. And live streams, too, they seem incredibly powerful.
Very direct, very personal.
Right. Introduce new collections, do Q&As with designers, show off the tiny details, the craftsmanship in real time. And then there's user-generated content, UGC.
Ah, yes, UGC.
Crucial.
Sharing real customer photos, videos, seeing your jewelry on actual people. That builds incredible credibility, right? Social proof.
Massive trust builder.
And of course, influencer collaborations are still a big strategy. Partnering with the right people whose audience fits your brand.
If done right, yeah.
So lots of tools on Instagram.
You've really hit on the core truth there, though. All those amazing features, shoppable tags, live streams, everything, they all depend on one absolutely fundamental thing: compelling content.
Content is king, still. And what we see stressed again and again in our sources is that the content has to actively engage the audience, not just display a product.
Okay, engage. What does that mean in practice?
It means moving way beyond just that perfect static photo on a plain white background. So instead of just showing a picture of a diamond ring...
Like in a catalog.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, tell the story behind its design. Maybe feature the artisan who actually made it by hand. Show how you can style it for different looks, different occasions.
Make it relatable, useful.
Exactly. Content should spark an emotion or provide genuinely useful info. Or maybe just give a peek behind the curtain, like show glimpses of your workshop, how a piece is made, who makes it, the history or inspiration behind the design. That creates a much deeper human connection.
People connect with the story, not just the object.
Precisely. They connect with the art, the person's dedication, the narrative. We saw this with Cartier, remember? Their famous campaign asking people for their personal stories with their jewelry. That resonated so deeply.
I remember that, yeah. Very powerful.
So that kind of authentic, evocative approach, it massively boosts visibility, shareability. It makes your brand not just seen, but actually felt, remembered.
That makes so much sense. It's about that human connection, making the jewelry part of someone's story. And speaking of connection, the sources really hammer home the power of user-generated content, UGC.
Mm-hmm.
We hear that acronym a lot, but just how important is it? Like, exceptionally important is the phrase used, especially for building trust in luxury like jewelry.
It's not just important, I'd say it's exceptionally important. Maybe one of the most powerful trust-building tools brands have today, full stop. The stats from the sources really back this up. They're quite compelling.
Okay, like what?
Get this. A huge 79% of customers say they're significantly influenced by user photos and reviews when deciding to buy something. especially something expensive like jewelry.
Nearly 80%. Wow.
Yeah, and even more striking, 92% of consumers they trust recommendations from ordinary people, like their peers, way more than they trust ads from the brand itself.
92%. That's almost everyone.
Right. So what does this mean for your strategy? The power, quite literally, is with the people, your happy customer.
They become your best advocates.
Exactly. Consider that amazing case study of the UK brand, Stride & Mew.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned them.
They reportedly boosted their revenue by an incredible 200% just by shifting their whole social media focus almost entirely to UGC.
200%. How did they do that?
Their strategy was brilliant, really simple but effective. They actively encouraged customers to share photos, videos, wearing their stuff, enjoying it. Then they carefully curated that authentic content and reposted it everywhere, social channels, even embedding it right on their product pages as social proof.
Smart. So you see real people using it right where you buy it.
Exactly. It provided this constant stream of fresh, relatable content, and it built enormous trust. And UGC isn't just a showcase, it's also a goldmine for feedback, even product ideas.
Like market research.
Kind of, yeah. Another example was Majuri. They cleverly used UGC to inform product development, making new designs based on what customers were asking for. But interestingly, they apparently missed a trick by not consistently featuring that same UGC back on their product pages.
Ah, closing the loop.
Right. It shows even successful brands can always optimize. It's this cycle. Engage, listen, showcase, learn.
Wow, that Stride MU example, 200%. That's just huge impact,
Yeah.
turning customers into your best advertisers.
Yeah.
That's incredibly powerful. And you also mentioned a crucial copywriting tip earlier that really stuck out.
Ah, yes, the perspective shift.
Yeah.
It really does stand out in the sources, and I think it's critical for any luxury brand. The tip is tell the story not just about your company or the product itself, but crucially, tell it from the customer's perspective. Focus squarely on their benefit, their experience, their emotions.
So less we, more you.
Exactly that. It's a deliberate shift in language. So instead of saying, we designed this exquisite piece with precision.
Which sounds a bit corporate.
Right. Try phrasing it like, imagine how this meticulously crafted ring would make you feel when you wear it to that special dinner. Or, what story will you tell when you pass down this unique heirloom?
Ah, okay. It puts the customer right in the picture.
Completely. The whole focus shifts to you, the customer, their dreams, their feelings, their legacy. It's subtle, but it's a profound shift. It creates a much stronger connection, makes it more personal. It helps turn someone just browsing into someone who could actually see themselves owning that piece.
This is brilliant. Seriously, so many practical, actionable steps here. So, okay, we've got engaging content, compelling stories.
Yeah.
Now, the next big step. How do we actually use all this great work to boost sales and get seen? Because the digital marketplace is noisy.
Very noisy.
Our sources seem to lay out some really effective techniques to bridge that gap, right? From fascination to actual conversion.
That's exactly the bridge we need to build. It definitely raises that important question. How do you translate engagement into actual purchases? And yeah, there are several key techniques that consistently work well for jewelry brands. First up, let's talk visual commerce. This is all about making buying absolutely effortless, instantaneous almost. When someone sees a stunning piece on your Instagram feed, or maybe in a live stream.
They should be able to buy it right then and there.
Exactly. Click right on it, go straight to the purchase page, no hassle. So implementing buy buttons or product tags on posts, stories, even videos, it's crucial. Tools like SAS, for instance, can integrate that user-generated content we talked about directly with clickable buying links.
Oh, cool. So you see a customer photo and can buy what they're wearing.
Precisely. And those tools can even be smart enough to suggest related products, maybe matching earrings right there, which can boost the average order value. It's all about removing friction. Every single step. Discovery to checkout.
Makes sense. Friction kills sales. What's next?
Second is influencer marketing, but with a really strategic, kind of nuanced approach.
Not just paying anyone with followers.
Definitely not. The focus, especially for brands wanting authentic connections, should probably lean towards micro and nano influencers.
Smaller followings. Why them?
Well, despite fewer followers than, say, mega celebrities, they often have way higher engagement rates. Their audience sees them as more relatable, more authentic. There's usually a deeper trust there.
Okay.
But the absolute key isn't just follower count. It's making sure the influencer's personal style, their values, their audience demographics, They have to align perfectly with your brand and who your ideal customer is.
Finding the right fit.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just a quick product shout out. These influencers can create really rich educational content, like styling guides for your jewelry, showing different ways to wear a piece, or telling deeper brand stories. Maybe co-creating a limited edition piece with you, or highlighting your ethical sourcing if that's a core value, adds huge credibility.
So it's a deeper partnership.
When done right, yes. It fosters real advocacy, not just a one-off promotion. Third, we have targeted contests and discounts.
Always popular.
Yeah, but they need structure. Well-planned contests with attractive, relevant prizes. Or timely, strategic seasonal discounts. These can really motivate purchases and give interaction a big boost. Get people talking.
Any tips for contests?
Maybe consider collaborating with other complementary brands, like a luxury fashion label or a high-end beauty brand. You could do larger, more impactful contests that reach a wider, but still very relevant audience. Just make sure the rules are clear, compelling calls to action, and good follow-up to capture those leads. Fourth, targeted advertising is pretty much indispensable.
Paid ads.
Yep. Using platforms like Instagram's own ad tools with their really precise targeting options, demographics, interests, online behaviors, you name it.
Getting specific.
Very specific. And beyond Instagram, maybe explore local or niche ad platforms. The sources mention one called Jarian in Iran as an example, places where your target audience already hangs out online.
Makes sense. Go where they are.
And don't forget, PPC strategy is pay-per-click. This includes remarketing, which is super effective.
Reminding people who visited but didn't buy.
Exactly. Gently nudge them about what they looked at. Then there are lookalike audiences. You use data from your best existing customers to find new people who share similar traits.
Finding more people like your best customers. Smart.
Very smart. And for jewelry, visual search ads are incredibly powerful. On platforms like Pinterest or Google Shopping, people can upload a photo of jewelry they like.
And find similar things in your store.
Instantly. It bypasses text search completely, matches how people often discover jewelry visually. And finally, number 5, smart hashtagging.
Hashtags. Still important.
Still important, but it's really quality over quantity now. Don't just spam loads of generic ones. And don't use too few either. It's interesting, sometimes just one highly specific, relevant hashtag, maybe a unique gemstone name or design style, can work much better than 10 generic ones like hashtag jewelry.
Okay. Be precise.
Be precise. Use a good mix. Relevant ones in local languages, if that applies the example, was Farsi terms like gold, jewelry, and English ones, of course. Gold, fine jewelry, bespoke jewelry, handcrafted, whatever fits. And critically, always create and use your brand's unique hashtag.
Your own tag.
Yeah, and encourage customers to use it too when they share photos. It expands your reach and builds the searchable library of authentic content about your brand. So these 5 techniques together, they offer a pretty practical roadmap, really, for boosting sales and getting seen, turning those browsers into buyers.
That is incredibly comprehensive and insightful. So many solid steps there.
Yeah.
And I really like that idea about influencers doing more than just a quick plug, like building a narrative or focusing on values. That feels much more real, more sustainable.
It builds a stronger connection.
Definitely. Okay, so we've covered content strategy, sales tactics. Now let's zoom in on the very first impression your brand makes online. Its face, basically. How much do those seemingly simple things like your profile name, your bio, how much do they actually matter for looking professional and attracting the right people?
They matter hugely. It's a foundational point, really. What's critical to remember is that your profile, it's often the very first interaction someone has with your brand online.
The digital doorway.
Exactly. It's the gateway. An effective, well-optimized profile builds instant credibility. It sparks curiosity. It guides people deeper into your brand world. So, yeah, profile optimization covering your name and your bio, it's absolutely paramount.
Okay, so what makes a good profile name?
Your name needs to be short, memorable, highly relevant to what you do, and distinctive enough to stand out when people search. Ideally, keep it consistent across all your platforms too.
And the bio. That little description.
The bio is your digital elevator pitch. It needs to be concise, attractive, informative. It should definitely include essential keywords people might search for: handmade jewelry, artisanal gold, bespoke designs, ethical gemstones, whatever fits your niche.
Keywords in the bio. Right.
Yeah, and crucially, it must have a direct, clickable link to your website, maybe your main contact info. Make it super easy for people to take that next step.
Remove the barrier.
Exactly. And alongside that, include a compelling statement, something that reflects your brand's unique identity, its core message. Are you crazed about heritage, modern design, sustainable luxury? Make it clear, make it compelling.
Got it. Make that first impression count.
Absolutely. Which actually brings us to another practical point. With all these moving parts, scheduling posts, analyzing data, finding influencers, optimizing profiles, it can feel like a lot to juggle, right? Especially for smaller businesses.
Yeah, it sounds like a full-time job in itself.
It can be. So this raises an important question. What kind of tools are out there to help manage all these intricate things effectively, efficiently?
That's a great question, because automation and smart tools must be pretty essential here, surely.
Oh, absolutely they are. Thankfully, the digital marketing world has come up with lots of helpful tools. They can significantly streamline things, make you more effective. For instance, SaaS is apparently great for managing user-generated content. Not just collecting it, but making it shoppable right from customer photos, tying back to that visual commerce idea.
Okay, SaaS for UGC.
Then for scheduling posts consistently across different platforms and digging into analytics, understanding your audience, seeing what content works, tools like Sked Social or Msnash can be invaluable. Keeps you consistent, helps you learn.
Scheduling and analytics, check.
And for finding the right influencers, the ones who genuinely align with your brand and audience. Platforms like Dash Social are really useful. They help you look beyond just follower numbers to find authentic partners.
Finding the right fit. Again.
Exactly. So these tools, they really empower brands to manage these complex strategies more efficiently. Frees up time and energy for the creative side.
That's really reassuring to know there's help available. And speaking of efficiency, and maybe the future, our sources mention some really exciting cutting-edge trends, particularly around AI and augmented reality. What should we and our listeners be looking out for as these techs mature and weave into the jewelry buying experience?
Yeah, new tech is definitely reshaping the landscape fast, redefining what's even possible online. With artificial intelligence, AI, we're seeing some transformative uses, streamlining operations, personalizing the customer journey.
How specifically?
Well, for example, AI can be used to generate really engaging SEO-friendly product descriptions. Saves a ton of time, keeps the tone consistent. More powerfully, AI can personalize product recommendations for each customer based on their browsing, past buys, even visual preferences. Makes their shopping feel really tailored, intuitive, like having a personal shopper.
Wow. Okay.
AI chatbots are also getting much smarter, handling common customer questions instantly, freeing up human staff for more complex stuff.
Right. And what about AR augmented reality?
Ugh. Augmented reality, AR. This is particularly huge for jewelry because it's so visual. Imagine virtual try-on experiences.
Like seeing the necklace on yourself through your phone.
Exactly. Using your phone camera or webcam to digitally wear earrings, a ring, whatever. This can massively reduce that hesitation to buy, especially for expensive pieces where you really want to see how it looks on you.
I can see how that would help.
And it could also lead to fewer returns because people have a much clearer, more realistic idea of what they're getting, how it looks, how it fits. AR could even show how a piece looks in different lighting or against different skin tones. Builds confidence.
That sounds game-changing.
It really could be. And just to circle back quickly, re-emphasize that critical point on copywriting. Remember the main principle.
Don't just describe, tell a story. Evoke emotion.
Exactly. Engage the audience, ask questions. Always include a clear call to action CTA. Link in bio, share your thoughts, tag a friend. Craft exciting, persuasive copy for ads and contests. Maximize their impact. And that crucial shift.
Frame it from the customer's view. Focus on you.
Always. Highlight their benefits, their feelings. Focus on you, not we. That shift is incredibly powerful for making that deep connection, driving action.
Got it. So that brings us nicely to some of those really exciting forward-looking trends you touched on, the ones identified in the sources, like Openova and IFB. These aren't just like quick fads, are they? They seem like fundamental shifts shaping the future of how jewelry brands connect.
Absolutely. What really stands out is how these trends reflect bigger changes, shifts in what consumers expect, but also these rapid tech advancements enabling totally new ways to interact with products. First, sustainability and ethics. This isn't niche anymore. It's a growing imperative, especially for younger generations.
People really care about where things come from.
Deeply. They want the full story, how it's made, where materials originate, the impact of their purchase. So things like using recycled metals, traceable, ethically sourced gems with clear documentation, eco-friendly packaging, these are becoming expectations, not just nice options.
Transparency builds trust.
Immense trust. Brands that don't address this, they risk looking outdated, even irresponsible. Second, virtual try-ons using AR. As we said, letting customers visualize jewelry on themselves via their cameras.
Seeing that necklace sparkle on you from home.
Exactly. It bridges that gap between digital image and physical reality, reduces hesitation for high-value items, lowers return rates because expectations are more accurate. It really enhances the whole online experience. Third, hyper-personalization. This goes way beyond just engraving a name or date.
How so?
It could be AI suggesting products tailored to your specific style, or offering fully customized bespoke pieces based on your story, your preferences, even your birth month. The goal is creating that deep, this is just for me feeling.
Adding emotional value.
Huge emotional value. Makes the piece more cherished, less likely to be returned. Brands are using data now to make each customer feel really seen, understood. Fourth, storytelling and branding. We've mentioned it a lot, but it's more foundational than ever. Good products aren't enough now.
Need that compelling narrative.
Absolutely essential. Share your journey, your values, design inspirations, the human element. People want to buy from brands they feel they know, trust, resonate with. And that story needs to be consistent everywhere online. Fifth, more interactive social media content. Passive scrolling is fading. Active engagement is key.
Like polls, Q&As.
Exactly. Polls, live Q&As, quizzes, behind-the-scenes videos, things that create intimacy, direct engagement. That example of August Blendette using Instagram broadcast channels?
Yeah, involving followers and product ideas.
Right. Making the community part of the design process. That builds incredibly strong loyalty, a sense of co-creation, deepens that bond. And finally, sixth, visual search technology, especially powerful for jewelry.
Uploading a photo to find similar items.
Yeah. See something you like somewhere else. Upload the pic. Find similar pieces in your store. It makes discovery and buying so much easier, more intuitive. Turns inspiration into instant shopping.
Okay, so many trends shaping the future.
So what does this all mean for brands today? The big question really is, how do we actually, with all this rapid change, stay innovative, relevant, but also true to ourselves?
Yeah.
The answer, it seems, lies in continuous adaptation, deep, empathetic listening to the market, and most importantly, constant dialogue with our customers.
That's a profound overview of this shifting landscape. And as we embrace all these strategies, these future trends, it's also really important to know what not to do, right? Avoid those common pitfalls that can sink even the best products.
Definitely.
OpenNova points to one critical error, especially for jewelry.
Yeah.
Poor or inconsistent product photos. Why is that seemingly basic mistake so damaging for a luxury brand?
That's an excellent question. It goes right to the core of brand perception, of trust. Jewelry is, by its nature, luxury. High value, deeply visual.
You need to see it clearly.
Exactly. Before spending significant money, customers have this ingrained expectation, this need to see every tiny detail in the best possible quality. Now imagine you land on a site or scroll through a feed, and the images are blurry.
Or the lighting's weird, distorting the color.
Or cluttered, unprofessional backgrounds. It immediately, often subconsciously, screams low quality, lack of attention to detail, unprofessional, regardless of how good the actual piece is.
It just kills the luxury feel.
Instantly. It erodes trust, diminishes the perceived value, makes you hesitate, or just click away.
Yeah.
So consistently high quality, crystal clear, professionally edited photos, presented with a cohesive, luxurious visual style, they're not just important, they're absolutely essential.
Non-negotiable for a credible luxury image.
Non-negotiable. Multiple angles, close-ups, lifestyle shots, consistent lighting and color. Anything less signals this mismatch between the product and its presentation. A critical error in this business.
That makes perfect sense. Visual quality is everything here, like the digital version of a beautiful shop window. But it's not just about avoiding mistakes. It's also about getting inspired by those who are nailing it, right?
Absolutely. Learning from the best.
Can you share some of those successful campaign examples from the sources? Things that jewelry brands, big or small, could really learn from.
Definitely. And when you look at these successful campaigns, a really compelling pattern emerges. The most impactful brands, they shift their focus. They move beyond just showing the product to evoking powerful emotions, telling stories that really resonate, connecting with people's deeper hopes, values, aspirations. That's how you build real long-term loyalty, real brand love, way beyond just direct advertising.
Okay, give us some examples.
All right, consider David Yurman, the U.S. luxury brand. They consistently do these really sophisticated collaborations with well-known fashion influencers on Instagram, YouTube.
What makes their approach work?
It's more than just product placement. They show how the jewelry integrates naturally, beautifully into real life, everyday style, special occasions. The focus is on natural, aspirational use. It makes the jewelry feel essential to a desirable lifestyle, not just an add-on. It's subtle, aspirational.
Got it. What else?
Then there's Bulgari, the iconic Italian brand. They did this incredibly memorable Mother's Day campaign partnering with Vogue, created these emotional short films.
About mothers and daughters?
Exactly, focused entirely on that deep, unbreakable bond. Now, the models were stunning Bulgari pieces, of course.
That wasn't the main point.
Not at all. The narrative was purely about emotion, connection, celebrating love. No direct product push. The jewelry became this subtle, powerful symbol of that connection rather than the subject itself. Generated huge goodwill, resonated emotionally.
Very smart.
Affecting?
Another great one, Mikimoto, the famous Japanese pearl brand. They did a wedding-themed video campaign. The message was subtle, but really powerful.
What was the angle?
Basically, wearing Mikimoto on your wedding day isn't just about the pearls, it's about how it makes any bride feel. Radiant, confident, like a star on her biggest day. Again, the focus was heavily on the feeling, the aspiration, the emotional benefit, not just the pearls themselves. Tapped into that universal desire to feel special.
Connecting to life moments. Exactly. And one more really insightful, value-driven example, Swarovski. During the pandemic, they launched a Twitter campaign, #MySparkDelight.
What did they ask people to do?
Simply share photos of things or people bringing them joy and hope during that really tough time. There was zero direct sales goal.
Wow, just connection.
Just connection. It brilliantly fostered positive community feeling, resonated with that universal need for optimism, and perfectly aligned with Swarovski's brand values, bringing sparkle, joy, light. These examples really show the best campaigns move beyond features to touch universal emotions, personal stories, deeper aspirations. That's how you forge that lasting, meaningful connection.
Wow, what an incredible, truly sparkling deep dive. Seriously, into the world of digital marketing for jewelry. I genuinely feel like we've mapped out a really clear, comprehensive path for anyone in the jewelry business looking to, well, not just survive, but really thrive online.
Hopefully it provides a solid framework.
Yeah. So for you, our listener, here are what I think are the key sparkling takeaways from today's really extensive discussion. First, having a targeted, multifaceted digital strategy. It's not optional anymore. It's absolutely essential. For survival, yes, but also for significant growth in this booming competitive market.
Non-negotiable now.
Second, this strategy, it's complex, like a finely cut gem. Lots of facets. You need that strong, optimized website as your home base. Smart, constantly updated SEO so people can find you, an active, genuinely engaging social media presence, captivating content that tells a real story, and the strategic use of paid ads and consistent email marketing to build those long-term relationships. Third, you got to stay alert, adaptable. Keep an eye on new trends, the growing demand for sustainability and ethics, the potential of AR for virtual try-ons, the power of deep personalization.
Keeping pace is crucial.
And fourth, platforms like Instagram, especially for smaller businesses, they remain incredibly powerful. But success there isn't just about strong visuals. It hinges on genuine interaction, authentic connections, and telling compelling stories that go beyond just showing the product.
Exactly. And maybe just one more overarching crucial point. It echoes insights from that Lund research, but it's amplified by all our sources, really. It's the absolute emphasis on authenticity.
Authenticity, being real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As one brand leader, Victoria Normore, wisely said, we shouldn't get so caught up in the numbers, the metrics of digital marketing, that we lose our initial passion, our genuine connection to the craft, the humanist story behind the jewelry. Ultimately, today's customers, they're actively looking for brands that feel real, that have a transparent story, that offer connection beyond just a simple transaction.
They want meaning, not just an object.
Precisely. They want to invest in something meaningful. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Sustainable success in this vibrant digital space. It's really a smart, agile mix of strategic planning and creative, authentic execution. It demands deeply understanding what your audience wants, their values, fostering genuine, meaningful interaction at every point, constantly analyzing data, yes, but adapting quickly to changes in the market and technology. more than anything. It's about finding and amplifying your unique brand voice, holding on to your passion and building real, lasting relationships with your customers, turning them into advocates for life.
That's a truly beautiful and a really resonant way to put it, emphasizing that human element, even in this digital world.
Okay.
Okay, as we wrap up this really illuminating deep dive, here's a final thought for you to carry forward, maybe ponder on.
Okay.
In a world where that line between physical and digital just keeps blurring, and tools like augmented reality are changing the whole shopping experience,
Yeah.
how do you see the future of jewelry buying evolving over the next 5–10 years?
Interesting question.
And maybe even more importantly, what do you think will be the main challenge for brands to really uphold that authenticity, that compelling storytelling, that essential human connection we've talked so much about, amidst all this rapid tech advancement and, honestly, the increasing digital noise?
A big challenge indeed.
We really hope this discussion has been incredibly useful for you, giving you fresh perspectives, solid strategies, and hopefully plenty of inspiration for your digital marketing in this captivating jewelry industry. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
Until our next exploration, stay brilliant.